Hello, and welcome to the Landing Port Orientation. When you are first registered with the Landing Port, you will receive an email from Higher Landing, helpdesk@higherlanding.com. Within that email, you will be given details on how to sign up for your account. It will include your username and also a link for you to click where you can reset your password and begin using the Landing Port. After that, you will be asked a series of questions in order to properly set up your account. Assuming that this is already done, in future when you need to reference the Landing Port, you can do so from any Higher Landing page. If you are at higherlanding.com, all you need to do is click on the login. At that point, enter your username and password and click login. And you will be redirected to the Landing Port homepage. The Landing Port homepage contains a lot of useful information and tools that you are welcome to use throughout your time in the Higher Landing program. Initially, I would like to show you some of the features that are available on the top right corner. If you go to My Profile, you will see that it has been pre-populated with information. This has been pulled from your LinkedIn account and is only done if you choose to link up to your LinkedIn account when you first set up your Landing Port profile. If you choose to do so, you can also add additional information into the different sections just by clicking on Click Here to Edit. Or you can also link up to your LinkedIn profile, and that will also pull the information over from there. A lot of people ask us, who sees this information that is loaded here? This is only seen by other people who are a part of the Higher Landing program. They can click on your picture if they come across your picture or your name, and they will see whatever information is populated in here. Under Account Settings, you have the ability to go in and change some of your settings. Most importantly, you have the ability to change your password here. But you can also add extensive personal information if you so choose. You can attach a link to your LinkedIn account, and you can go in and configure your homepage, which allows you to move around various components. Not something we recommend, but something that you are able to do if you so choose. Over and above that, the rest of the items are just set up to provide you notifications, to ask some frequently asked questions, or to log out. Back on the home page, I'd like to take you through some of the content that is available. You will have a section called My Opportunities, and I will show you how to add items to that section later. You'll have My Career Guide on the left and My Program on the right, which will give you job opportunities that are being pulled from Indeed, Monster, and Workopolis. They'll pull whatever you do on your first search, so I would suggest being somewhat careful with your first search so that you're getting the ideal information being populated there. I'm going to take you through the various tabs and different options that are available here. I'm actually going to begin with the event calendar and organizational tools. The item that people use most frequently within the Landing Port is being able to sign up for workshops and clinics. And this is done under Event Calendar and Organizational Tools, Calendar, Workshop, and Events. Once you're in that screen, you will be given a calendar where you can choose from a variety of different workshops and clinics where you can sign up. It will default to the current month. Your default view may be set up as month, or you may be set up as a day view, which would look more like this. If you are in day view and you would prefer to have a month view show up at any time, you can either go back to month view here. If you'd like it to be a permanent change, go under your preferences and set your default view to month. Save. Going forward, whenever you do come back into the event calendar, it will go to month view. Assuming you wanted to sign up for a workshop, what you would do is find the particular workshop on the particular date and just simply click on the workshop, and it will open up. On the left-hand side, you can read more about the workshop and what is going on in that workshop. On the right-hand side, you can see a list of people that are currently registered to attend. That is where you can click on anyone's profile and learn more information about them depending on what they've chosen to populate. All right? So now you'd like to sign up. It's very easy to do. All you have to do is click on the RSVP button, click on I will be attending, and save. It will ask if you are sure you'd like to save. Simply click OK, and you have now been added to that event. As I show up right there. If you'd like to add it to your calendar, that's pretty easy to do as well. You simply click on Save to Calendar. You will open up the event down in the left corner, and you will hit Save and Close, and it will add it to your calendar. Assuming down the road that you would like to, for some reason you are not able to attend the event and you need to cancel, all you need to do is come back into the event, click on RSVP, and choose I will not be attending, and save. And it will remove you from the list of attendees. We ask that in general you try to be very current and sign up for all the workshops and clinics you plan to attend. It helps us to navigate and understand how many people we can anticipate in class, and it also helps us for tracking purposes. Now I'm going to go through some of the other options that are available. The first option is under the assessments. You'll see that there are a lot of different assessments that you are able to take. The career preference assessment provides information on your career preferences, and you go through a series of questions to complete this section. Similarly, you can take one on your values, center mark, working styles, match point, and take 5. These are all free and available for you to do throughout your program, and we welcome and encourage you to do so. The results are for your eyes. Although Higher Landing staff and your coach can go in and review them, we traditionally do not go in and look at those results unless you were to specifically ask us a particular question on something, then we would potentially go in and look at that. You will be sent an additional assessment if you are in the condensed shuttle or the full shuttle version of the program. And that additional assessment is called Strengths Finder, and that is completed externally to this landing port. And we ask that you take the time to complete that information, send it to your coach. It is usually discussed in your second coaching session. The resume section offers a variety of options that are available. You have resume writing tips, which you are welcome to go and read, resume manager, reference resources, and sample correspondence. The resume manager allows you to upload a resume into the system. This will be viewable to others who have access to the system, and it will also be used if you choose to use the landing port to apply for jobs. All you would do is click Add New, and you can choose to either create a resume, which will take you through a wizard and allow you to input values into various fields, or you can upload a resume. Most of us do have a resume that we've started, and so we usually recommend that you use the Upload Resume tool. Additional features include reference resources. This is information around providing references when you are looking to get a job. The things that your potential employer would need out of a reference, things your reference would need, and what your referees need to know. Sample correspondence is an interesting section. Quite often we need to send out correspondence to various individuals, be it potential employers, our current employer. So there are a variety of letters that are available here that you're welcome to use as templates. And there are items as well like cover letters, an introduction letter if you're marketing. There are thank you letters, follow-up letters, letters of acceptance. And you're welcome to use any of these templates and populate them yourself when and if needed. Under the Job Search tab, the first option allows you to go in and learn about various ways of searching for jobs. The second option is called Research Companies. That one takes you into Dun & Bradstreet and allows you to research a fair bit of information on a given company. Let's take, for example, Suncor. When you click on the link, it shall bring up information on Suncor Energy. It is linking back to Dun & Bradstreet and sometimes does take a bit of time to provide that information. Once you're in there, you'll be able to see more details on the company, including the company's valuation, where they're listed on the stock exchange, information about them on Twitter, information about them in the news, and you can see some information on some of the key people in senior level roles within the company. Quite often this does take a fair bit of time, so I'm going to move on. Additionally, under job search, you'll see that you have search jobs on Indeed, search jobs on Workopolis, and search jobs on Monster, as well as jobs I'm tracking. This jobs I'm tracking links back to your home page, which also shows various jobs that you are currently tracking under My Opportunities. It is basically the same screen as going job search, jobs I'm tracking. Once you're in there, you're allowed to look at the various jobs that you're working on. You can use it basically as a tool for tracking and applying for various jobs and keeping up to date on the status of various applications that you have in process. All right, we now have the page loaded and it's showing some different jobs that I am currently tracking. I can go into any of those jobs and I can update some of the details within that job and the stage that I'm at. So you can see what stage you're at with correspondence. You can add more events to the item. You can add more information. You could send a resume. So you can do a fair bit once it's being tracked. You can also go in and add a new job to the list. You would just click on Add New Opportunity. At that point, a screen will pop up that will allow you to populate a variety of fields, including the position, the company, the current step that you're at, and your next step. Under Where did the opportunity appear, usually you'll put a link showing where you found it on the web, or if it was a word of mouth posting, you could put the name of the individual. You can also add additional information with regards to the position, including contact details. You can create a follow-up event, and if you've got your notifications turned on, it can trigger a follow-up on your homepage that'll tell you that it's time to do follow-up activities with a particular company. The one thing that this particular screen does not allow you to do is attach the job posting. So I would recommend that you copy and paste it into your notes section so that you have it for future reference in case it does disappear off of the website. Once everything is populated, you would click on Submit and it would be added to your list of different jobs that you're tracking. The other cool thing though is if you happen to be looking at jobs on Indeed, Workopolis, or Monster, you can have it populate some of these fields for you. I'm going to go to Indeed as that's the most widely used tool. Once you're in this screen, what you'll do is an advanced search, because if you don't do an advanced search, as you can see, all you're going to get is job title, keyword, country. That's not a lot of information. So under advanced search, I can at least put the city I'm looking at, and I can go in and put some additional information as well. So let's assume that we're looking for a role as a completions engineer, perhaps, and we will say that this is in Calgary. You can put in the province if you so desire. And then over on the right, you would click Find Jobs. What's going to happen now is it's going to go search Indeed and provide any jobs that it finds to us. And it's not that there are truly no jobs available. The first tab that opens up is Internal Job Postings. This software allows companies to post jobs as well. Higher Landing chooses not to post our jobs under internal job postings. We have found that since people only have access to the landing port while they're active in our program, they wouldn't be able to see jobs if and when they came up after that. So if we get new jobs posted, we post them into our Higher Landing alumni page, which is a LinkedIn page, and we would encourage all of you to join that group. Under additional opportunities, you will find jobs that have been posted under Indeed. And here you see, for example, drilling and completion engineer posting. When you open that up, It will provide a brief description of the role. If you'd like to see the entire posting, you could click on one of the links. It would redirect you, and you could see more information on that posting. You could apply. You could do a lot of different things. Back in this platform, I can also choose to save the opportunity. And you'll see that it has pre-populated a lot of those fields for me so that I don't need to go in and do a lot of that activity. I could create follow-ups, etc., but I can also just hit save, and the opportunity has been saved. If I go back now to job search and jobs I'm tracking, that job will show up. It will show up alphabetically. So there it is, drilling and completion engineer. I could go in and work on that particular role, add more information, add more content, apply to the job, do a lot of different things. So you have a lot of ability at this point. Back on your home page, it is also showing up. It is showing up at the top of your list because it is the most recent job that you applied for. And basically on this page, it tracks according to date. So the more recent the role, the higher it's going to show up in the list. So that takes care of the first three tabs. The fourth tab is called networking. I'll leave that to you to read at your leisure. It's just a lot of information about how to network and how to get the most traction out of it. Under interviewing, you will spend a lot of time in the interview workshop, but I will go over a few things today as well. Under interview tips, there's a lot of great information in here. You can find information on screening interviews, so those are the ones usually done over the phone, some screening tips, some sample questions you may have, so there's some information there. Selection interviews deals more with face-to-face interviews, usually done after a pre-screen of some type. How to prepare for the interview is there. Turning the tables provides questions that you could choose to ask the interviewer at the end of the interview. Sample interview questions provides a good list of sample interview questions that you can practice. Quite a wide variety. So there's a fair bit of information that is available within there. The sample interview questions are also available as the second drop-down. I would suggest that you spend a fair bit of time in here preparing for interviews, as there is a lot of valuable information. There is also a really interesting and cool tool called Interview Stream. Interview Stream allows you to practice interviewing and record your interview and watch it back. When you go into Interview Stream, you can either conduct an interview, watch a previous interview you've done, or load it onto your phone if you'd like to use the mobile interview, either onto your phone or other device. The first time you come in, you won't have watched my interview because you won't have done any previous interviews. Assuming that you'd like to do a new interview, I recommend that you click on Conduct an Interview. Created for me would be if there was a pre-populated interview that had been created for you. Usually that is not the case, as this software is used by companies when they're doing one-way video interviews, and so sometimes companies do pre-populate questions, but in our case, you're going to be doing a custom interview. Within the custom interview, you can select a series of questions that you would like to ask and answer. There are over 20,000 questions available in the interview stream. I would recommend that you have some type of a strategy for finding questions. One strategy is to look at the different categories that are available, assuming perhaps that you were looking for something in information technology. You could break that category down and look at different questions and just simply drag over any question of interest to the right-hand side, and that question has now been added. So that is one method for looking for questions. Another method is to actually type a word into the search questions. Let's say you wanted to try strengths, because you want to practice answering what are your greatest strengths or something like that. You can look at the different categories. The word strengths appears in all of these different categories. It is a pretty common question, so I'm going to look under 15 most common questions, and I'm going to just drag that question over as well. Now, what if I wanted that question first? It's as easy as just dragging it up. So you can add as many questions as you'd like, and then go ahead and start your interview. At that point, it's going to your hardware to ensure that it's working. It's making sure that your camera is working, hello, and that your microphone is working, and then you can click next and proceed to my interview.
Look forward, smile, and relax.
You'll be given a set of instructions.
What are your strengths?
You'll be asked your question and you'll be counted down from 5. You can fix your hair, do whatever you want. And then when you hit 0, it is now recording. And you are to answer whatever the question was, and you have up to 3 minutes to do so. When you're done, you simply click and it stops recording. At that point, you could review, which basically is watch what you did, retry if you messed up, or continue.
Why is content piracy a particular concern to us as a company?
Again, it will always give you that countdown. The screen will always go black when it's time for you to answer. At that point, you are welcome to go ahead and give your answer and simply click when you're done. Again, you'll be given the same options: review, retry, continue. I have no more questions, so it's going to go to some information now.
Thank you for completing the interview stream practice interview. You will receive an email with a link and tips on how to maintain your interview stream account.
This information does get sent to you in an email. I'll likely get that in the next few minutes. In the meantime, if you want to go look at the interview, you can click on View Interview. That's a lovely first face. Basically, once you're in here, you can watch your interview and you can decide how well you're answering questions. And this allows you the ability to go in and practice and tweak and improve. One thing you can track easily is how many times you're using filler words like, like, you know, I mean. As you scroll down, you also have the ability to rate yourself on nonverbal communication, verbal communication, and others. And you can rate yourself on each of these different categories, and then you can save your assessment. Another thing that you can do is actually go in and share. What this allows you to do is send this interview to whomever you'd like. All you have to do is put their email address in and send them a message and hit send, and they will receive the message, and they'll be able to watch your interview. They'll also be able to provide feedback. They'll be given the same assessment screen where they're able to track those same words, provide all the same information on how they would rate you for nonverbal, verbal, etc. And you would be able to come back into this interview and see how others are rating you under other, and also see a summary of your ratings under summary. This is a fantastic tool that allows you a great opportunity to learn more about how you answer interview questions, what you look like as you answer them, and to also get feedback from others. I would highly recommend using this tool while you're in the program. FAQs simply allows you some information on how to use the landing port. Event calendar, we've already gone over. You can also upload your contacts. You can upload additional files. You can have a journal if you so choose. Keep in mind, you only have access to the landing port while you are active in the Higher Landing program, and you would lose any content that you had uploaded after that unless you do choose to extend your access beyond that. There is a nominal monthly charge if you do so, if you do choose to extend. Under documents, there's also some important information that you'll see. Under introductory, you'll see some information on the terms and conditions, which everyone signs when they first join us. Higher Landing introduction, an orientation to the landing port, and an intake form. These are all just blank forms that are available in case you ever need them. Under transformation sessions, this is where you'll find all your information for your transformation sessions, which are also called coaching sessions. So you'll see all your information with your introductory letter, a table of contents, preparation questionnaire, pre-session worksheet, a personal branding journal, and then all your sessions will flow under that, and you'll be able to see the content on them. You do need to do these as homework and send them prior to your various coaching sessions, so I would recommend that you work on these sessions in here. For example, if I was to go into pre-work 1, reflecting on your past, I would simply click on it. Down at the bottom, it's going to open. You can read through the content, and you can also, it is a fillable Word document, so you can go to the sections where you need to fill in You simply click, you type in whatever you want, and you can do that for every single one of the fields. And then what you would do is you would save it to your computer somewhere and then email it to your coach. All right. Finally, the last item that most people want access to at one point or another are the various workshop content. You will be given most of this content in all your workshops, but if you ever do need to refer back to it, all the content is available here. So you can go back and look at the presentation, you can see various worksheets, you can see templates, you can see a lot of different information on all of the various workshops. I hope you have found this session helpful today. If you do have any questions, you can email helpdesk@higherlanding.com for further support.